ERP, anyone?
ERP is enterprise resource planning.
Okay.
Okay. Is integrated management of main business process
Okay.
maintained by software and technology. ERP is usually referred to as a category of business management software,
Okay.
typically a suite of integrated applications.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Actually,
That's
I don't know all these things. Okay. Great. So yesterday we discussed what is exactly ERP. ERP is a integration of all the business modules. Okay, every
By
business will have some different departments, right? SD department, MM, finance, accounts, controlling. This ERP software is collection of all these softwares integrated into one software by having centralized database and common platform. The another definition of ERP is it is a template software. It is a template software which can be customizable as per organizational requirement. ERP is a template software which can be customizable as per organizational requirement. Fine. Now, why ERP? That also we have seen. What is ERP? Okay. ERP means it's a general software for all the companies. Every company, whether it may be oil and gases, whether it may be pharma, whether it may be real estate, any company, they will purchase that ERP. They customize according to their requirement and they do the business on that software. Next, why ERP? We have seen that example. To build a ERP, you have to spend 20 plus years, and in that you have to maintain that infrastructure, everything. So everybody should buy a ERP instead of creating a ERP. That part, everything is fine. Yeah, you don't have any doubt in that, right? The two parts. What is ERP? Why ERP? Now we have different ERP companies available in the market. Now which ERP I should go? So what are the ERP companies you know? Microsoft is there, SAP is there, Oracle, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Tally, okay, MS Plains, Emmet Grace Plains. These are the ERPs available in the market. There are so many more. Which ERP I should go? To understand which ERP you should go, you should understand one concept called client-server architecture. Client-server architecture. If you know this architecture, you will understand that. Here, see, two technical terms. One is a server, second one is client. Client is a PC with lowest hardware configuration which cannot process its own request, so it requests some other PC called as server. Server is a PC with the highest hardware configuration. Remember, whenever I say server, that configuration will be huge. The client means whatever you have in your homes, what you have, desktops, PCs, laptops, your mobile phones, these are all called as client software, client systems. So which will have a minimum hardware configuration. That means 2 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM, 6 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, that's it. 1 TB hard disk, 2 TB hard disk, 2.5 gigahertz, right? If you take server example, server will have 250 GB RAM, 500 GB RAM, 1 TB RAM, and the storage area network as a storage, and 64 core processes, 128 core processes. That will be the difference between your client system and the server system. Did you got what I am trying to say? The configuration is huge for server, and for the client the configuration is less. So you know, as a layman also, we all know there will, for example, you take one example of Gmail. How you access Gmail? To log in into Gmail, what you need, first thing, to log in into any website, you need a browser, right? Without
yes,
browser, can you log in into any website?
no,
no.
No, without browser, not possible. So that small browser software will be installed at your client PC. And when you hit www.gmail.com, what happens? From your PC to Gmail's server, the request will go. From there, you will get that login screen. You enter your user ID and the password. Again, you hit enter. Then again, the request goes to Gmail's server. Somewhere else, somewhere is your Gmail server, right? From there, you will get a response: inbox, outbox, drafts, everything. From where you are requesting is called as a presentation layer. We have 3 layers here. From where we are requesting is called as presentation layer. That is showing you the output now. Your laptop, your mobile is showing you the output, final output. That's why I am calling it as presentation layer. And from where you are getting the response is called as a database layer. Gmail should have one database server, right? All your data will be stored there. For example, in USA, New Jersey, there will be one server, Gmail's database server. From there, you are getting your response. So that layer is called as database layer. From where you are getting the response is called as database layer. Are you clear with this? What is presentation? What is database? Where you are getting response is called as presentation layer. From where you are getting logging, that is called as a presentation layer. From where you are getting the response is called as database layer. As a layman, we know this. Everybody knows this presentation layer. Everybody knows this database layer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Here my question is.
Yes, sir.
Here my question is, when you are hitting www.gmail.com, your request is going to server, database server. From there you are getting the response. From here, in your home, you are sitting, my home I am sitting, and someone is sitting at his home. Someone is logging with the pager, someone is logging with the mobile, someone is logging with the laptop. That all are presentation layers, client softwares, client PCs. Here my question is, there should be someone who is taking your request from presentation to database, database to presentation. Who is that? When you hit www.gmail.com, who is taking your request to USA's Gmail server? From there,
Server.
it is picking your data. Everything is server here. It is a presentation server. It is a database server. There will be some mediator. There will be. Wait for 1 minute. There will be someone who is taking your request from presentation to database, database to presentation. Who is that? That is application layer. There will be some other layer called as application layer. This application layer is responsible for everything here. Simply you are sitting at your home and you are requesting something. Do you feel any burden? No. And the data, where the data is kept? In a database. Database is just holding the data. Did database feel any burden? No. Only the layer which is taking request from presentation, which is taking the request from presentation to application, application to database, and fetching the data from the database, and again it is giving to the user, end user. So from presentation to database, who is working in between?
Server.
Application server.
Application layer.
Application layer.
Application.
So as a layman, we don't know all these things, right? We just hit www.com, www.gmail.com, yahoo.com, any other .com, right? But there will be one layer called, and as a layman also, there will be one database layer. But there will be another layer called, middle layer called application layer. That application layer is responsible for taking your request from presentation to database, database to presentation. So who is feeling the burden here? Application layer.
Application layer.
See, from presentation we are requesting, it is taking your request and it is connecting to the database and fetching the data, and again it is giving. So only the application layer is feeling the burden. So whenever I say client server architecture, there should be 3 layers. One is presentation layer, second one is application layer, third one is database layer. Remember, without these 3 you cannot say that as a client server architecture. Okay, in this client server architecture, again we have 2 types of architectures. One is R2 architecture, second one is R3 architecture. R2, R3, whatever, there should be, they both belongs to client server only. When I am saying client server architecture, how many layers should I have? 3 layers: presentation, application and database layer. How you are managing that layers, that is R2 and R3. If it is a R2 architecture, presentation and application at one box and database in some other box. Presentation and application in one box, 2 layers at one side, 1 layer. So R2 architecture. Have you ever seen this type of architecture? Anyone? Have you ever seen this type of you all seen this type of architecture? Can I give you example? Do you all have ATM cards? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that ATM, if you go to ATM, you will get a presentation, the screen, which is giving you the presentation information, right? And your request will be processed there itself. That is application. Presentation and application in one box is your ATM. Where will be the database? In the centralized location of bank, right? If every ATM is having its own database, na, if you withdraw 20,000 from this ATM, another ATM don't have that knowledge, right? You can withdraw 20,000 from all the ATMs. So it should never be the case. Presentation and application in one box and database will be somewhere else in the bank. If you take anything from that bank, that any ATM, everything will be updated in the centralized database. That's why your balance is showing here, right? If you are having only 21,000 in your account, if you withdraw 20,000, what happens? That transaction will be updated centrally. If you go to another ATM, if you try to take 20,000, will you get? No.
No.
Right? So that is 2-tier architecture. Presentation and application at one box and database in another box. These 2 layers at one place. That's why I'm calling it as R2 architecture. Real-time 2-tier architecture. So another example of 2-tier architecture is this. You can have presentation at one box and application and database in 2 layers at one place. That's why I'm calling it as 2-tier architecture. This is also 2-tier architecture only. You can have like this, otherwise like this. It anyhow, you should have 3 layers: presentation, application and database layer. How you are presenting, how you are arranging that layer is called as R2 architecture and R3 architecture. Okay, what is the disadvantage of R2 architecture? For example, if you want to book a mobile from Flipkart and Amazon is using 3-tier architecture and Flipkart is using 2-tier architecture. Then Flipkart has to set these type of missions at each and every bazaar, right? You have to go to bazaar, you have to roam around the city for the ATMs which are in working condition. You have to wait in the queue, and when your queue turn comes, you have to book the mobile. And Amazon is using some 3-tier architecture. You can simply book your mobile from your laptop. Which one you will prefer?
Mobile phone. 3D architecture from laptop.
Simply sitting at home, lying at home, and I can book my mobile. Then why this 2-tier architecture is still in existence? Means only for banking sector is using R2 architecture. Your money only, you deposited your money only. But this money is essential for our day-to-day lives. That is the reason we are going into the market and searching for the ATMs which are in waiting condition, and we are withdrawing the money. If it is not the money, If it is some other thing, will you go? No.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Yeah. So if Flipkart wants this technology, then what? Everybody here is Flipkart and Amazon customers, right? You and me, everyone. So these
Yes.
people, this company has to give this mission to each and every home. Then is it possible?
No, sir.
Not at all possible for Flipkart and Amazon. This mission, ATM kind of mission, should be installed at your home, or else in your bazaar. If you install in your bazaar, you don't go. Then what is the solution? For every home is a Flipkart and Amazon customer. Every home they should install a mission. What is the cost of that then? Still, all the e-commerce businesses are in a downtrend only. They are not into the profits. They are working for the profits actually, in fact. So is it possible to build this type of architecture? No. This is one of the disadvantage. See this one. This is also two-tier architecture, 2 layers at 1 layer. If you have maintained this type of architecture, what happens? This is a one-time installation. You cannot increase. For example, if you are starting your business with 10 lakh rupees, if you want to use two-tier architecture like this, you should purchase the highest hardware configuration at the time of starting of your business itself. Why means, for example, you are starting one business, your business is started. You have got some 100 customers. After that, the customers is increased to 200. Everybody should log in into application to database, right? 200, 300, 400. Now what happens? The burden on this server will increase. When burden is increasing, what happens? The performance will definitely decrease. Okay, I'll give you one beautiful example. For example, let us take a JNTU website or Osmania University website. How many members will log in into that website every time? Let us take 1,000 people. Okay, for some different. Anytime, if you take anytime, you log in, some other will come, some other go, some other will come. As an average, 1,000 people are logging into that website. All Usman University students, JNTU students won't log in every time 24/7, right? Only the people who is having some work at university level, the timetables and some news, they'll only log in. On results day, what happens? At a time, at 11 o'clock, results will be out. At 11 o'clock, 1 lakh people will try to log in into the system, right or wrong?
Right.
Yes.
Your server capacities, for example, your hardware capacity will decide on your hardware resources like your RAM and the processor. Remember this. Whenever you are purchasing any hardware like a mobile phone, laptop, desktop, what you see generally?
RAM and storage.
Thank God. One time I got one weird answer. Sir, I'll look for a pink color. Guess boy or girl?
Good.
Definitely girl.
Girl.
Pink color is their favorite color, right? So we don't look at the color. We only look at the hardware configuration. Not even your hard disk. You can have any hard disk, but your processor and RAM should be good. So if you take some 4 GB RAM and 2.5 gigahertz processor, this processor, who will give all the processes? Processor. This processor can give 100 processes. This 100 processes can serve some 500 users at a time. Now 1 lakh people logged into the system. What happens? Your system will be down, right? Only 500 people will get login and get the result. One of your friend in Amirpet, he is getting the result, but you are at LB Nagar, you are not getting the result. As what you say as a layman, the server is down, right? When results day, what we say general term, the server is down. Actually, the server is not down, boss. The server is up and running. It is serving some other users. At that time you logged in, you are into the queue, waiting queue. After some time, it will go into the out of time error message, right? It will roam around that buffer screen will come. After some time, page could not be found. You will get that message only, right? What you call generally server is down. When server is down, how your friend is getting the result? If the really server is down, both should not get the result. But some people are getting results means what? When they logged in, they are into the queue. Only it is giving the result to 500 people. Why? This hardware configuration capacity is only handling 500 users at a time. 500 results. 500 people again results. 500 people again results. If your results are too good, you will log in into 2 to 3 times. But if you fail in the subjects, if you got very bad marks, will you try to log in into that system? Will you dare that? No. Slowly 500 will get results. It will take 3 to 4 hours. After that, your server will come into normal position. The traffic will be decreased. That will happen in a real time. If you use 2-tier architecture, it is a one-time installation. That means I don't know how many customers I'll get. Before knowing that only, I should purchase highest hardware configuration. Why? In the future, if users are increased, my server is unable to handle that many requests. Now you are having 10 lakh rupees with you. You should go with 5 lakh rupees for your hardware. Then what you will put for your business? You don't know whether you get a profit or loss. You will retain in the market or not. Even though if you want to use 2-tier architecture, you should purchase highest hardware configuration. Why? It is a one-time installation. This RAM, this processor I cannot increase if I use 2-tier architecture. That is the disadvantage here. Now I will show you 3-tier architecture. What is 3-tier architecture? You will have presentation layer and application layer and database layer separately. This is in one box, this is in one box, this is in one box. For example, 100 users are, if you are expecting some 100 users and you want to maintain 3-tier architecture, then you have 10 lakh rupees with you. Just purchase 1 lakh rupees hardware, 4 GB RAM and 2.5 gigahertz processor. This processor, this RAM can support only 100 users. Okay, start your business with that. Your business is increasing. Your customers are increasing. You are getting the profits. When you are getting the profits, you should afford the money for hardware. Then you can install another application server. For 100 users, give this application server. For 100 users, give this application server. Still my users are increasing. I can add another application server. My users are increasing. My business is increasing. My customers are increasing. I'm getting the profits. I can add another application server. This is the beauty of 3-tier architecture. Did you got what is the difference between these two?
Yes, sir.
That is only one-time installation. I cannot change that application server again. What you install first, you have to maintain that till the end of your business. But if you use 3-tier architecture, you can purchase lowest hardware configuration first. After that, if your business is clicked in the market, you are getting the profits, your users are increasing, then I'll offer the money for extra hardware. Here I can put 8 lakh rupees for my business, 2 lakh rupees for hardware. If I use 2-tier architecture, I should bring 5 lakh rupees of hardware first itself. I don't know whether I will retain in the market or not. That is the beauty of 3-tier architecture, and SAP is proudly saying, I am using 3-tier architecture. I am using 3-tier architecture. That is the reason 70% of the market is acquired by SAP. Now, which ERP you should choose out of all other ERPs? Obviously, you go with SAP.
SAP.
Yes.
That is the reason entire world, the SAP is having the monopoly. SAP is the king when it comes to ERPs. Can I give you one example? Small example. And entire things, who is feeling the burden here? Which layer is feeling the burden?
Applications layer.
Application layer. Right? Application layer. Presentation layer, you are requesting something, no burden. Database is a container which holds the data. That's it. But who is taking your request from presentation to application, application to database, database to application, application to presentation? So entire work is done by your application layer. Okay, I'll give you one example. Now you'll understand well. You went to the party. Okay, you have one bowl full of biryani. You have. Okay, and you guys are 10 people went to the dining room. Your 10 friends went to the dining room. Okay, fine. And there is one servant who is serving all you. Okay, fine. You are requesting, and the servant is going to the biryani pot and taking the biryani and serving you. The performance will be good. Another batch, 10 people's batch came to the party. Your friends only. Now what happens? The response time will be increased. Here only within 1 minute he is bringing to. You are asking something, your another friend is asking something, this fellow is asking something. Another 10 people added to the party. The performance will decrease or increase? Definitely the performance will be decrease. This is your presentation layer. The servant is the application layer, and the biryani is the bowl is your database layer. And this is two-tier. If I am adding another servant to this party, what happens? The performance will increase. Another servant. This is the beauty of three-tier architecture. You are increasing the strength of which layer? Application layer. You are increasing the strength of application layer by adding extra hardware resources. Now 4 GB RAM, 2.5 GHz processor. Now I'll take 16 GB RAM and 8 GHz processor. Now 32 GB RAM, 16 core processor. I'm increasing the strength of this layer by adding the extra hardware resources. This is the beauty of three-tier architecture. That is the reason all the market is acquired by SAP. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
clear.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there are so many things we need to discuss.